Hi, I'm Daniel Annam, uh, and I'll be presenting on my submission, The Long Way, which is a series of three photographs which are taken over a single afternoon at Stanley Park. So last year, my friends and I decided to head to Stanley Park. After about 4 or 5 months in quarantine, we were sort of losing our minds, being stuck in the house all day. And I'm not someone who's always looking for an excuse to leave the house. So I largely don't force that. But at this point, I'd found myself at like a creative block. I was in the creative rut with regards to like my writing or some of the designs I do sometimes. And it was I thought it was important to change my environment. Kind of just leave the house, breathe some fresh air. Look at some new scenery. And yeah, so my friends and I decided to go to Stanley Park, and it was like our second time there, so there's still quite a bit to explore. So we just took a walk through the park, saw some stuff we'd already seen, saw new stuff, and it was cool. We tried to go to the aquarium, but it was closed because of the pandemic. And yeah, we just kept walking, and at a point, at some point, we just realized we were lost. We'd gone down this path that we weren't sure how to retrace or whatever. Maybe we just kind of zoned out. But yeah, we were lost. So we had like two choices, right? Two ways to go that could get us out of the park. So we just chose one and gunned it in that direction. Needless to say, we should have gone the other way because this way was long as hell. It was maybe another 3 4 hours at the park. I can't recall the time, but it took a long time, and the walk was pretty excruciating. My feet were, aching. Everyone's feet were aching. We had to take like breaks at intervals. But while the situation was quite bad, we we saw some things that we hadn't seen before, some landmarks. Like the lighthouse, the statues, and that was an inspiration that I hadn't um found in quite a bit. So I took quite a bit of photos, took a ton of photos. But these were the three I thought I liked the best. Um, and so in taking the photos, I was able to get home and sort of have this artistic purpose that I hadn't had in quite a bit. So that reoriented me. It did rejuvenate my creative mind, and I was ready to put myself in, throw myself back into my work. And sort of the lesson I took from it was that inspiration is there. Inspiration is all around us. We just need to be willing to pay attention. I'm no expert on this, by the way. I just found that I needed to pay a- a little more attention than I had been up to that point. I also took from it, persistence. What persistence does in an artistic endeavor. So sometimes I write, and sometimes I have an idea for a story, and I start to write it, and then it starts to look dumb, and I start to second guess myself, and I stop writing to think about it again, and then I get discouraged. I start to doubt my abilities when I can't come up with something better, really. And I start to feel down and discouraged about myself and what I'm doing here, um, with the when I'm writing. But persistence, just keeping staying, plugging away at it, hacking at the rock. Eventually it breaks. Eventually you find the gold, or the ore you're looking for. And that was what I learned, just to stay with the work and sort of put myself in it, and continue to focus my efforts for as long as I need to. And another thing about sort of the significance of the water was, the way was long, the way we walked, the path we walked, and it was along the seawall, the path provided by the seawall. But myself and my friends sort of discussed, why not just jump in the water and go and like swim to the other side. Um, Now, for like a multitude of reasons, that wasn't really feasible, but um, it was an interesting thought. Like, why not just do that? It's like it takes a different approach to sort of the work, but yeah, for a number of reasons, it wasn't feasible, which is kind of why it was called the long way. Because whereas we could have swum to the other side if if we just, I guess, wanted to, we didn't, because we I guess we subconsciously understood in that situation that the shortest way to your destination isn't always the best way. Sometimes it takes um a long period of time to land on the right thing. What the right thing isn't always what gets the job done quickest. It's what gets the job done best, or what's solves the problem best. And so I also took that from the situation. Uh, because I mean, think about it. We get in the water, we swim across, we get out, but now we're dripping wet. We just understood that it wasn't very sensible to get in the water just because it was shorter. So we had to take the long way because that was the way to get home in the condition that we wanted to get home in. So the lesson really that I took from the situation was to just keep plugging at whatever I'm doing, to stay persistent, and be on the lookout for you know inspiration. Because when I got in my rut, I kind of stopped looking for inspiration. I had kind of let go and sort of said to myself, okay, inspiration will come when it damn well feels like it, right? I couldn't find anything myself. And so in keeping my eyes peeled for it and seeking it out myself, I was able to find um a reorientation or something to shake up my stagnation. And so yeah, I think it's a lesson that anyone in a creative endeavor could take and apply to great results. So that's about it. Thank you.